Are we going to have a home victory for the last cross-country race of the 22 season? It all started in Ruka on the 26th of November. And here we are on the 13th of March, the day of the Engadin Marathon, with the final FIS Cross Country World Cup. Mixed relay this morning, and the team mixed sprint. We're underway, 12 kilometers to race, 6 times each in stints of 1 kilometer. And the whole race is in freestyle. Relays for a long time have been split with 2 classic, 2 freestyle. The mixed relay this morning was all freestyle. I think that was probably a good move. Gave us a much more likelihood of having more teams in the running come the final legs, and that's exactly the way it panned out. So, level pegging as they head out. Jonna Sundling, I don't think anyone's surprised to see her take the lead. Norway with the 2 Weng sisters racing side by side, and they will just keep an eye on Sundling, who will have made her race plan already 6 times round. If you go too hard on 1, 2, 3 and 4, you're not going to have a lot left for 5 and 6. Sundling looking easy at the front. So the first leg almost complete. It is short and sharp. Have a look at the timings, and what's it going to be? 1 kilometer in under 2 minutes, 30 kilometers an hour. It's not far away. 1:57, away we go. Because of the numbers, there is no touching. I think they thought that would be chaos. I think the other option was just to spread them out at the start, rearrange the stadium, but they only had 2 minutes to do it, so they made a sensible decision, and the jury will be looking at it very closely. Now remember, at the end of this lap, the 2 teams at the back are going to be taken out of the competition, so they've got to be careful. Germany are back there at the moment. I think I saw an Italian or a French suit trailing in the back as well. They'll all be fighting to get clear, and the best thing is to stay out of trouble, and at the moment Calle is well positioned. Yeah, it does look like a French suit. Don't tell me it's Lucas Shanova who finds himself trailing. Well, that was Lucas Shanova getting tied up and spun round on the outside of the course, and the pace at the front stows. Halvorsen is playing games already. There's a little burst of speed. I think it may well have been the Swiss team who've gone for it early. Yannick Riebe. Well, the reason Halvorsen didn't want to lead down the hill is because it is not the quickest position to be. But at the moment, he's not really getting sucked up behind the Swiss. There he goes, makes his move, having gained a little bit of speed on the outside, and then Halvorsen on the inside of the turn. Jonna Sundling ready to take over from the Swedes yet again. This is the second exchange. 2 teams being taken out of the race at this stage. Who is it going to be? If they need a photo to decide, then those teams will continue racing until they've made the decision. The back marker is clear. Well, we've got a faller, and so I think we're going to have lost 3 teams. I think we may well have lost 3 teams with that fall. We will see. I hope they bring it up to tell us who's at the back. We'll do our best to find out as they start lap number 3. I need some marbles so I can count it now. Sweden 2 at the back. Well, Estonia have been knocked out by me. I think it's France too who've gone down. Well, they did predict it would be a little bit of chaos. Who cares, as long as it's a good watch and it's entertaining, as the race was this morning. So from 18 we're down to 16, and it's Sweden in control at the moment, ahead of Switzerland, and Nadine Feindrich will be happy with the work that her partner Yannick Riebli has done so far today. We've got Slovenia in 3 with Lampitz, Norway in 4 and 5 with the Veng sisters, one behind the other, and then back in 6th position we have the second Swedish team. So false alarm in terms of the Swedes. They were not knocked out. It was Estonia going down, who have a similar coloured suit. So Sundling has done the job so far. The Swedish flags fluttering. I think they'll be waved with more vigour as each lap goes on. No one taken out at the end of this lap, and I think the leaders may well just calm things down. Halvarsson certainly seemed to play it that way earlier on, but if he's given a 10-metre lead over everyone else, he may decide to go for it. That's not what the script writers were planning. They wanted a close race, probably with a home victory, just to reward the host nation. Halvarsson is away. Switzerland well positioned. Norway in 4 and 5, out of trouble, but getting a little bit of assistance. Do you want to lead? Not really. You want to be protected. You want someone to take the win at 30 kilometres an hour. It is significant, and far more significant than in a distance race where they're probably covering the ground at around 24 kilometres an hour. So Halvarsson has not held back. He's still got to lead at 10 metres or so over the Swiss, with Slovenia in 3rd position at the moment. 3 laps gone. 2 more taken out at the end of lap 4. Well, that is a significant gap from Sweden, and Halvarsson has decided to lay down the gauntlet, and he's going to give Jonna Sundling a decent lead. I don't think the race is over quite yet, but with 4 down, they've got another 8 laps to go. Halvarsson has a look at the screen on his left just to check exactly where everyone else is. Norway starting to come through now. Norway with Martin Lostrom Ninget teaming up. That's team 11 going down. Austria, Benjamin Moser, not the way he wanted his day to end. And the Austrians will be taken out at the end of this lap, but without a doubt. 4th exchange and the 2nd elimination. We're down from 18 to 16. We'll be with just 14 teams at the end of this, and Sweden extend their lead to 3.84, having had just 2.14 at the end of the last lap. Is anyone going to make the chase? Sundling might seize her opportunity. Now don't forget, Sundling took 8 seconds out of everyone in the qualification of the sprint. Slovenia in 2nd, Norway 3, Norway 4, Switzerland 5, Sweden 6, Finland 7, but the out-and-out leader, it's Sweden, and Jonna Sundling was the one that made the break on her last lap. She's done 3 now, just about halfway there. She's got another 3 laps to go. Have the Swedes pushed too hard too soon? We will find out, but if there's one woman who can sprint time and time again, it is her. Switzerland going down, they are. No damage done, I don't think. Nadine Feindrich doing well to keep the skis and poles out of the way, so if she's quick, if she's very quick, she might get back up into the race, but I don't think she's going to have a chance. Now remember, Sweden were 3.84 clear. That has gone up to around 9-10 seconds. That was an astonishing lap from Jonna, the sprint world champion, the sprint Olympic champion, has shown us her skills so far today. 9.61. She's only halfway there though. Well, no one's raced this format before, so no one's quite sure what sort of pace to set. How much punishment can you take? So often these team sprints, they stay together for the first 8 or 10 laps and then pile on all the pressure on the last two. It's a very different story here today in Falun. Slovenia, Italy, France, Sweden, Norway, Germany still in that chase group. Looks as though the battle's going to be for second and third. The local fans will be enjoying this. Sweden streaks ahead. What a way to finish their season. Ingrid of Norway there wearing 2, the winner of the Holmenkollen 50. What a day that was. 2 days after attending the funeral of his father. His father dying, 10 days prior to the Holmenkollen 50, and it was his father who inspired him right the way through his cross-country career. A big loss, but he had no hesitation in dedicating his win to his father, his mentor, his trainer, his friend. It was an emotional time. France moving up, Italy over on the far right hand side, Ingrid of Norway in the centre of the picture, wearing 17, that's the Canadians, still in with a shout, getting on the podium. What's the lead now? It was at 9.61, and the team's another 2-3 seconds further behind. The Swedes have got this one in the bag. Sundling can cruise. Barring a fall, then things could change. Who is going out this time? The third of the eliminations. I've got Finland at the back at the moment. Switzerland were way back in 13th place. Well, there's a fall, and it's Ingrid of Norway who's gone down, and that is why we saw him involved in a sprint. Sweden and Norway getting tied up there. In fact, that was Finland, Joni Mäki, so that is why all changed, and Norway, I think, just surviving, but they're now 22 seconds behind. They are highly unlikely to get back in the running for the medals, but they haven't gone out after 6k at the halfway mark. Are things going to calm down? I think what we might see is the remainder of the group getting tactical. On the left of your picture is Veng, just going ahead of her, team 13, that's Slovenia, Anna-Marie Lampitz. She's a better classic sprinter, but she's done pretty well over the last season in freestyle sprinting. She's finished second in the sprint standings this year, behind Maja Dahlqvist. Veng looks strong. So suddenly the chase group is broken up, and you can see the soft snow. That is where the leaders are most likely to come unstuck. Here comes Sundling, 15 seconds clear of France, 14 seconds clear of Norway too, who are in the driving seat now. And Calle can exit the stadium to the cheers of the Swedish fans here in Falun. Second place, just over the road bridge at the back of the stadium. It's a demonstration run for the Swedes. Well, they would have had a few issues this morning, because they'd love to have won the mixed relay, and had they put Sundling in the mixed relay, I think they might well have taken the win. So the end of lap 7, 7 kilometers of 12 completed. We're still only on 13 minutes. It is quick, it is super quick. We're averaging over 30 kilometers an hour. Most of us are happy if we can do 15. Halvarsson, he got a second place yesterday. He could be on the top step of the podium today. That second place is first in 3 years. And he looks to his right, and there's no one to be seen. Ingrid of Norway Good sprint on his last lap to get back up in the picture. Well, how about that? That's a fantastic effort from Ningit, but how is that going to cost him? Norway won, were 26 seconds behind when we last saw them, and they were some 8 seconds off second place. So Ningit has worked wonders. That is an unbelievable effort he's put in, but what will he have left? He takes the final leg for Norway. The man who won the Oslo 50 is proving that he's pretty handy over the 1 kilometre distance as well. The fourth elimination. Going out on the last one were Finland and Switzerland. This time we'll be down to just 11 teams. Sweden are safe. Norway are going to be safe, no mistakes this time. That corner getting cut up, it's getting softer and deeper and harder to negotiate. Norway have broken clear, so our first 2 slots look pretty certain at this stage, but only some 5 seconds between second and third. Canada, Italy, Germany, Sweden 2, Norway 1, still trailing. That is Lotte Nisveng, who's teamed up with Harald Østberg Amundsen, and at the back of the pile that time round we had Slovenia and Finland 2. Very tight, very tight. I expect the jury were working frantically there. Everyone has started because they knew it was going to be a photo finish. Well, who are you taking out? That is what they were concerned about, the impossibility of working out who was at the back. Teams that have gone out: Slovenia, Finland, Switzerland have gone. Both of the Finnish teams, Joni Mäki, who produced the fastest qualifying time in the men's sprint at the start of this week of World Cup action, he was involved in that fall with Norway. I'm pretty sure it was Ningit who went down. Possibly it could have been Amundsen. Well, I don't think I've ever seen such a dominant performance in a team sprint event. Not quite how the script writers were seeing it. When you have someone like Sundling, who made the initial break. To be fair, Calle has done a great deal of work to hold his position and actually extend the lead. But every lap they get that little bit further ahead. Norway 17 seconds behind after 8 kilometres with 9 gone. That is going to be closer to the 20-second mark, if not more. Ningit had 5 seconds advantage at the end of his last lap, but that has vanished. And Slovenia putting in a wonderful lap from Anna Maria Lampitz, who's gone ahead of Norway 2 and Norway 1. Finland 2 are still there. That's Mäkinen and Vuorinen. Mäkinen a strong athlete. Question marks over Vuorinen's ability over the last kilometre, but does it come down to sprinting ability, or is it down to endurance? And the look of Calle Halvarsson is telling me that they're starting to get worn out. Ningit goes again. Good burst of speed from him, and he's taken his compatriot with him, Harald Amundsen, who's in second place at the moment. Ningit, Amundsen, Sweden 2 with Oscar Svensson going through. Just behind them we've got the Italians, and then Team 7, that's Janos Brugger, who looks as though he's ready for a cup of tea or something stronger. Absolutely exhausted. Same for Lucas Schanaba. The bad news is they still have some way to go. 10 kilometre mark when they come down. This is the last time that someone is taken out of the running. The 5th elimination, 10 teams in all taken out. We're going to be down to 9. Sweden in 1. Sundling could just cruise, just play it safe, make sure there's going to be a good battle for second and third. Norway are used to winning. They won't like this situation. but we have the two Veng sisters who go one after the other, looking for superiority. Will it be Lotta Udnes? Will it be Tyrell Udnes who claims the top spot at the end of this? Italy in 4, Sweden 5. The Slovenian team were always going to struggle on the men's leg compared to the women's. Not sure, I think Slovenia must have taken a fall. I think they must have done, because they were in second place at the last exchange. Sorry, we didn't see that. So that is really, really disappointing. Just doing a double check to see still no sign of Sweden. Canada and France have been taken out. No, Canada reinstated. Well, Canada and France have been put down as the eliminated teams. Slovenia have been eliminated as well. We are down to 9 teams, and we're down to 7 teams actually. 2 Norwegians, Sweden trying to get 2 teams on the podium. Jonna Hagström, I think, has to get level pegging with the Norwegians coming out of this particular leg. Italy still holding it on. It's been a good race by the Italians, and they've got Federico Pellegrino, so it would be nice to see the gap between 3 and 4 close, and then we could have a 4-way fight for the minor medals. But there's absolutely no doubt about the winners here. It's going to be Sweden all the way. Not the most exciting race, but very, very impressive. Jonna Sundling has done an unbelievable job. The Olympic champion is now Sweden's #1 skier, with the loss of form of Ebba Andersson and Frida Karlsson. What a team they're going to have next year. Norway are going to lose the services of Therese Johaug next year. Dark times coming, a Norwegian friend of mine said. It's going to be a bleak winter. It may well be, but they will find more stars. Their men's team is stacked. Their women's could struggle a little bit. So Norway away in 26, 27 seconds. We've got another 8 seconds gap back to Sweden, to Italy with Federico Pellegrino. He's good, he's brilliant, but he's not going to be able to close down on 2 and 3, I don't feel. And Calle can just enjoy the atmosphere. He has got a lead of 26 seconds, unheard of in a team sprint. And they went early, they went very early. On Sundling's second lap, she put down the power, and no one has lived with a pace since then. And every lap gaining another 3 or 4 seconds. Sundling, incidentally, on that her previous lap, gaining some 5 or 6 seconds every time she's been out on the course. Take nothing away from Calle Halvarsson. He's done well, but the bulk of the work done by Jonna Sundling. This is it, the sprint for second and third. Ninget of Norway will be up against Amundsen. Sweden, Norway with 2 teams. Italy, Germany, Canada, the other 3 nations involved in the final fight. And here we go. Will it be Ninget, the 50-kilometer champion from Oslo last weekend? Will it be Harald Østberg Amundsen, who took 3rd place yesterday, getting on the podium? And a brilliant race. Ninget still has the lead, I think, at the moment. It's getting close. The blonde hair of Ninget, who won the sprint at the Oslo Stadium, he might just get out sprinted to the line. 2 feet, well, not even that, a foot in it between them. And Ninget, for me, just slightly ahead, racing for Norway 2, who beat Norway 1 yet again. Italy at 17.9. Don't forget that Pellegrino took over 36 seconds behind. So a brilliant last leg from Pellegrino. He was 10 seconds off the Norwegians. He closed that to 7.